Hi, so let's do a refresher on the envelope maker. I've had several people say to me, yeah, I've got an envelope maker in the cupboard, but I can't remember how to use it. Okay, so if you can read this, it's an envelope punch board. And let's just go over the parts and pieces here. This is the punch. There's a scoring guide, little pointer here with the inches across here. On the back, you can see this little scoring tool that we're going to use. And on the front is a guide. This helps you find the size of the paper that you need to cut. For example, if you have, I hope you can see this, if you had a 3 by 7.5 card size, the piece of paper that you need to cut would be 8.5 by 8.5, and your score line would be at 2 5/8. Okay, so for this card, which is a standard card, 5.5 by 4 1/4, let's take a look. We're going to make this envelope with a liner, okay? So first step to make the envelope, we got 4 1/4 by 5.5, and I like to step it up just a tad, just to make it a little bigger so that I can get the card in and out of the envelope easy without scrunching the sides, giving it a little bit more room. So in this one, I'm going to, instead of 4 1/4 by 5.5, I'm going to go, let's see here, where are we here? 4 1/4 by 5.5. I'm going to go to 4.5 by 5.5. So it's giving me a 1/2 inch deeper. So my paper size here is 8 1/4 by 8 1/4, and the first score line is going to be at 3 3/4. So I'm going to cut this out of Whisper White cardstock, but you can use envelope paper. You could use, for your envelope, this is a photocopy paper that I got a long time ago, and I'll never use up all the sheets. And it's 8.5 by 11, but it's 32 pound weight. So that's giving you a little heavier quality paper than a light photocopy paper, just so it won't easily tear. But to do this demonstration, I'm going to use Whisper White paper. So bring in my trimming tool. Okay, so here's some Whisper White cardstock, and it's set on here for 4.5 by 5, 8 1/8 by 8 1/8. So we're just going to cut that. You can 1/8 by 8 1/8. Okay. First score is a 3 3/4. So now you do is you slide the paper in and you line it up. See these guides, and it's got little notches on the inside. Just line it up so it's underneath that 3 3/4. I'm going to stand up to do this. So punch it, and then put your in right up against this edge, and see this line that comes out here. You're going to score down to there. Okay, then after that, you don't have to measure anymore. What you do, see that score line that you just did? This little tab, you line up with that, punch it, and score again. Turn it, line it up again with that little, with your score line, punch, and score. Same thing. Punch and score. Okay, now take this around. See, this little corner thing here is going to give you nice rounded corners. You don't have to do this part if you don't want. And do on 4 sides. Okay, so here it is This is your side flaps. So you fold into your mountain. So your paper doesn't crack on you. Okay, so when I do the envelopes, I do it this way because I don't, and I put the glue on here and here so that I don't, if I accidentally did it here, when you put your card in, it might get stuck to some glue. So I don't want any glue touching whatever's inside. So I run my glue along here. Okay. And then fold this over, and there's your envelope. So now you want to make this liner that goes inside, that slips in like this, and you're going to glue it in. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. What you need is a ruler, and you measure from right the edge, this tip, down to just where that shoulder meets the fold. And you can see here, this is 4 1/4 inches. Okay, so I've measured sort of from the middle of that curve, the rounded top, right down to this right here, this where it comes to the fold, and it's a 4 1/4 inches. So I'm going to take my paper, and you can pick a designer paper, whatever you want that matches your card, and I'm going to cut this 4 1/4 inches by 4 1/4 inches. Now take your punch board. This is going to be your top of your envelope. Okay, so to get these nice little shoulders, see how this has got the shoulder like your envelope? It's going to fit inside like that. Take this rounded corner, put it on your right hand side, and line your paper up. See where that goes in there? This gray tab here where it ends. Just line your paper up with that and punch. Okay, so you got this pretty shoulder. Now, if you just went around, your shoulder would be going the wrong way. So what you do is you flip the paper. Here's your top. And you see this rounded corner? It's going to be up here again. And you line it up with this edge here. Punch! And there you go. Okay, now there's a trick to putting it inside the envelope. If you'd glued this whole thing in, what would happen? It would buckle. So just put the glue on the top edges here. Not past that fold. Okay, lay it in. Line it up so these shoulders kind of hide here, like so. Okay, and then take your and fold it on the fold and give it a nice crease. So when you open and close, see this is actually moving a tad, and because it's not glued down, so it's not going to buckle on you. And that's it. So then just put your tear and tape or your snail when you're going to close the envelope right here. And a trick to this, so that you can see this liner, don't put your glue right down to the edge. Start it about here, because then when somebody gets it and they can open it up in through here. Okay, so there's your card, and it fits in. It's got lots of room for your thick embellishments. There you go. You got a pretty envelope to go with it. Okay, so there's your refresher on how to use the envelope maker. I hope that helped you. And just get those Christmas cards cracking, and you want to make your own envelopes. There you go. This is your envelope punch board. Like I say, all the guide and arithmetic is already done for you. So thanks for visiting my craft room. See you soon. Bye now.